Good morning, Hardik sir.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah. Today's our topic is share market winning mantra of this webinar. So first, I would like to introduce our today's webinar speaker, the Professor Dr. Hardik Shah sir. He's already completed his MCom and he's also holding the degree of MBA in finance. He's also done PhD with IPO market title, and he's also completed his CA Inter. The sir have more than 11 years experience in academic field, and right now sir is working in assistant professor as an assistant professor in Center of Management Study, Dharamshi Desai University, Nadyad. The area of the interest of the sir is deliver the session on Indian financial system, financial market, mergers and acquisitions, taxation, management and control system. More than 13 research papers are published in national and international journals. Sir also written 2 chapters in a different books, title of the financial management, and published by this chapter in Baba Saheb Ambedkar Open University. The additional qualifications sir has AMFI, which is Association of Mutual Fund of India. Sir certified mutual fund advisor, and sir also applied for the SEBI registration in NISM. And those students who wish to learn something more on IPO market or mutual funds or a stock market, so sir have their own active YouTube channels, and that name of that channel is Finance Fortune. So once again, sir, I heartily welcome to you in Parul University Faculty of Commerce. On behalf of the Faculty of Commerce Dean Dr. Ajay Trivedi sir, and my side, I heartily welcome to you for this webinar.
Thank you, sir.
Over to you, sir.
Thank you. So should I share my PPT?
Yes, sir. Please share it.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for the wonderful introduction. Right. As sir rightly said, my area of interest is basically for finance, and specifically in finance, my area of interest is stock market. Right. I mean, after watching the web series called The Scam, right, every one of us, right, almost, if I ask a simple question to you people that, okay, are you interested in stock market, first thing that came from your side, the answer should be, sir, risk hai to isk hai, right? I mean, everyone, सबको ये जो लाइन है वो ऑलरेडी अभी सबको अंदर दिमाग में घुस गई है कि रिस्क है तो इश्क है, राइट? But it is not that much easy, right? When you are entering into the market, okay, when you are started trading into the market or doing active trading into the market, at that point of time you have to apply certain basic rules, right? That's why the topic of this particular session that I have suggested is that stock market, and it is a winning mantra. See, it is not easy to win, okay? Every time it is not easy to win. Definitely it is not easy to win. But if you try to apply certain rules or certain mantras, right, then definitely out of 10 times, you can be correct maybe 7 or 8 times, or maybe 6, 7 or 8 times. Even no one is correct 100% or 10 out of 10 times. So here today I'm going to talk certain mantras or certain rules which you can apply into the market when you are actively trading. Okay, sir, do they interact with me? They have been able.
Yes, sir. Those who are right now on our webinar, they people are interact with you also, sir.
Okay. So my simple question is, how many of you are active trader? I mean, not on a daily basis, but how many of you have your own Demat account? How many of you have your own Demat account? I'm sure some of you must have your Demat account, right? Because you almost crossed the age of 18 years. Even you can, as a minor also, you can open a Demat account, but you can take your own decision after 18 years. So some of them have raised the hand. Okay, they have an active Demat account, right? So if you want to trade into the market, you have to open a Demat account. That is for sure. Friends, I'll give you one fact, and this is the data available almost on every financial websites, or maybe Economic Times or Business Standard newspaper. Everywhere it is available. Friends, after the pandemic hit, right, almost in the month of March 2020, right, the first lockdown that was announced, and till date, friends, almost more than 7 to 8 crore, again I'm repeating that figure, more than 7 to 8 crore demat account open. Okay, and it is said that it is the effect of the scam, Harshad Mehta scam. Pratik Gandhi, acted into that particular web series, right? People have opened more than 7 to 8 crore demat account, and right now they are actively trading. That almost all demat account is actively trading into the market. So friends, I'm sure that some of you might be in that 7 to 8 crore. So for you, this is the presentation that I'm going to share with you, that what kind of rules that you have to apply when you are trading into the market. Okay, so in between, if you have any query or if you want to ask anything, okay, I'll divide this whole session into, I have a one and maybe 15 minutes more, right? So I'll divide this session quickly. I'll try to finish that mantras which I'm giving, which I have observed. Not, it is not definitely not made by me, right? But which I have observed into the market, from the experience, from my experience, from people's experience. So I'll try to apply that over here. Plus, maybe I'll give you some practical input, that how you can select a stock. Okay, what are the things that you have to keep in mind when you are selecting a particular stock. And even I'll try to give you the important aspect of IPO market, because right now it is going, IPO market is going on a absolutely boom, right? The IPO, the primary market is like, I mean, you cannot imagine that every IPO they are getting a huge response into the market, huge response, right? Even yesterday, you must be aware about that Zomato IPO, right? It has opened yesterday, and only yesterday only it has fully subscribed. The retail portion almost subscribed double. So I'll try to make an analysis, give you a simple analysis that how you can analyze before applying an IPO. And maybe if time permits, I'll also try to talk with you related to mutual funds. Okay, so I hope my PPT is visible now.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So stock market winning mantras, friends. Before giving any information related to stock market, this first slide must be there. Okay, there is a disclaimer. I'm not going to read the disclaimer, but you all are aware about that. Whatever after reading this presentation or after attending this presentation, if you are if you are making any trade into the market, and if you are committed any loss, so I'm not responsible for that. That is for sure. Okay, and I'm not even suggesting anything over here that okay, you apply or you buy this stock or something like that. I'll just try to give you some kind of a basic rule that you can apply into the market. So disclaimer is obviously, I have to put a disclaimer over here, right? Let us start with the first mantra. Friends, a first mantra which is written over here is a never overtrade. What I mean is never overtrade is, friends, nowadays every stockbroker, right, they have a a margin limit which is available now. So if you want to apply or if you want to purchase a particular stock, first you have to pay certain margin money. And as per the SEBI guideline, as per the NSC website, or as per the SEBI guideline, it is said that nowadays, in today's scenario, okay, you have to put 75% of upfront money. Upfront money in the sense, you have to pay first 75%. Let's say, for example, you want to buy 100 rupees stock. Okay, then first you have to pay 75 rupees and then you can trade. Based on that, the broker will give you a margin money. Okay, so very first important thing is never try to overtrade. Okay, you know that in your demat account you have, let's say, 5,000 rupees. So please try to make a trade up to 5,000 rupees only, because ultimately, fine, the margin which is provided by your broker, it can be 3 times or 4 times. You have a 5,000 rupees credit in your demat account, the broker will give you 20,000 margin, but ultimately you have to pay the money sooner or later, because some of you might be aware about that. Okay, once you buy a stock, there is a T plus 2 days. Okay, in within 2 days you have to pay the money, and within 2 days the shares which you have bought that can be that will be credited in your demat account. Within 2 days you have to pay. Ultimately you have purchased a 20,000 stock, you have 5,000 rupees. Ultimately you have to pay 15,000 amount to the trader or to the broker, right? So if you are very much sure that okay, I will trade only for 5,000 rupees, then please keep it up to that only. Number one, this rule will further elaborate in a few more mantras are connected with this. I'll connect that at that point of time. So first is never overtrade. ज़्यादा पैसा overtrade मत करो. Number two, never let profit turns into loss. Okay, someone will say that, sir, I am in a huge profit. Okay, definitely I am getting a 50% profit, 70% profit, 80% profit. Friends, you never know that 80% profit can become a negative profit or can become a loss. Okay, it can happen within a 1 day. Within a 1 day, I'll give you a few examples, live examples. Vodafone Idea shares that was trading somewhere around 400, 500 rupees, and suddenly, something happened into the market, and there are a lot of negative news, went into the market, and that 400 rupees share, came down to 8 rupees, 7 rupees, 6 rupees share. Yes Bank, one of the biggest bank, private sector bank in India, right? Almost trading at a peak of that time, but suddenly something goes wrong and your profit, you were in a profit, you might have purchased that particular share at 100 rupees, right? And right now it is 400 rupees, so 300 rupees plus, but that can be a negative at any point of time. So it is advisable, right? It is up to you. Obviously it is up to you that every shareholders, right, or every person who is actively trading into the market, it is completely his or her own decision that whether we want to book the profit or we want to stay long into the market. So my advice is, as a beginner, okay, I'm not saying that if you are expert, fine, it is completely fine that you have experience of the market. But if you are a beginner, if you are new into the market, and if you are getting a 20%, 25% or the profit percentage which satisfied you, okay, for me, if someone will say that, okay, what is the satisfaction level of your when you are gaining some profit? So I'll say that 20% profit for me, it is very good, because FDs and PPF, there are another investment avenues, right? They are giving you 5% or somewhere around 7% return. In comparison to that, if I'll get a 20% return within a year, it will be very much satisfied for me, right? Let the money rotate. Turnover can be, it can never be stopped. So second mantra you can apply, never let profit. You are in a profit, so try to book the profit, or maybe you can go for, let's say, the capital which you have invested, you try to withdraw that capital and let the profit runs. Okay, so ultimately jab market shayad negative bhi ho gaya, then you might not get hurt, because aapka capital to aapne maar nikal liya tha, so you might be at a break even, but not in a loss. So second mantra is never let profit turns into loss. Friends, I have almost 50 mantras over here, but I'll not cover everything, but I'll try to cover all the mantras which are very much important for you. Okay, trade with trend. Okay, I'm skipping this. Friends, fourth mantra, divide your capital into equal risk part. Now, you want to invest your 1 lakh rupees. Friends, never invest that 1 lakh rupees in one sector or one particular stock, or you diversify your money into different sector or different stock. What I suggest, or what I am following, or what my followers are even they are following, is something like, okay, if I have 1 lakh rupees, what I can do is I'll divide that 1 lakh rupees in 20,000 each. Okay, 20,000 each. Now, in that 20,000 rupees, what I can do is, banking sector, I'll invest my 20,000 money. Automobile sector, I'll invest my 20,000 money. Pharmaceutical sector, I'll invest my 20,000 money. Likewise, I'll identify the sector. Ultimately, what will happen? Why I'm doing this? Because I'm minimizing my risk by diversifying my money. I'm creating a proper portfolio. Why it is very much important? Because on certain particular day, if you have only invested in banking sector, okay, you're 1 lakh fully invested in banking sector, and if one particular day or consistently, few days, the banking sector is going down, friends, you will hurt a lot just because your 1 lakh rupees is starting decreasing. So ultimately, if you diversify your portfolio, what you can do is 20,000, 20,000, 20,000. On some given day, automobile sector is not performing, but on other side, at that point of time, maybe pharmaceutical sector is performing well, maybe banking sector is performing well. So ultimately, your money is not at a higher risk. So that is the fourth mantra. Divide your capital into equal risk part. Number 5, do not trade if trend is not clear. Friends, on some given day, you are very much sure that at 9:15 market opens, right? And at 9:15, within 10-15 minutes, you will be definitely identify that, okay, what is the mood of the market? Is it bullish market, or it is a bearish market? So if it is continuously increasing within 10-15 minutes, it can be 10 बजे तो suddenly उसमें fall भी आ सकता है, but that will not happen on every given day. It can be on a very specific day where some news are coming into the market and suddenly market started either on a bearish side or either on a bullish side. So fifth mantra is saying that if you are not clear, okay, the market, Sensex or Nifty, I'm talking about specifically Nifty. If Nifty is 10 point plus, 10 point minus, 10 point plus, 10 point minus, you are not sure that, okay, what will happen on given particular day. So if trend is not clear for you, okay, don't try to trade. ऐसा नहीं है कि it is not compulsory for us to trade every day. Okay, it is never compulsory. And it should not be advisable also that you trade on every day. It is never compulsory, right? So that is the fifth mantra. Do not trade if trend is not clear. Most important mantra. Never place order for buy or sell without stop loss. Friends, I hope you are aware about what is stop loss, right? I'm sure that some of you have heard this word stop loss. When you are buying, when you are selling, okay, our intention is to make a profit. Okay, definitely our intention is to make a profit, but somehow because of certain reason you have purchased a Reliance share today morning. Okay, let's say for example Reliance share price is trading at 2,000 rupees. So 2,000 rupees you have invested, you have purchased only one share, for example. Okay, and suddenly something some bad news came into the market related to Reliance, and the stock started to fall. Friends, at that point of time, even you have to cut off your losses. You have to minimize your loss. It cannot be like that, okay, fine, Reliance is down by 50 points or 50 rupees. Reliance is down by 80 rupees, 100 rupees. I'll wait and watch. No. Friends, if you are active trader, okay, I'm saying active trader. There is a difference between traders and investor. Okay. For investors, I'll say that, okay, it will never bother. You don't bother because the stock which is going down, it will definitely come up within a few days, or maybe it will take some few months. But if you are active trader, you are doing a trading activity on a daily basis, friends, you have to put a stop loss. Okay, Reliance is trading at 2,000 rupees. I have purchased one share. It is going drastically down. I have to put a stop loss at 1,975 rupees. I can bear a loss up to 25 rupees, but not more than that. So first, even in the case of sell also, right? Some of you are doing short selling. Some of you are doing, you have short sell and you want that particular share to go down, but ultimately it is going on a reverse side. So you have to put a stop loss. There are two segments into the market. One is a cash market and second is a derivative market. In that derivative market, we can definitely say that it is a future and option, F&O market, right? So friends, ये future and option होता है. Fine, if you at one place or at one point of time, if you say that I'm doing trading into the cash market, and if you do not put a stop loss, then also okay, I'll say that fine, it's okay, it is your risk. You don't want to put a stop loss, it's fine. But friends, when you are doing a trading of F&O market, F&O segment, you have to put a stop loss. Otherwise, you don't know, your loss can be endless. all your money or all your profit that you have earned or whatever the investment you have made, it can become a zero. So never place order for buy or sell without stop loss. Okay, if anyone is not getting anything, or if you want to interrupt me in between, you can just speak in between and ask me a question. Okay, I don't have any problem. Okay, seventh mantra, never try to be over smart. Booking profit is more important rather than the beautiful line which I like very much. I'm looking at a profit. No, looking a profit is not that much important, but booking profit is more important. You have to book a profit. Profit को देखने से कोई फायदा नहीं है, friends. You have to book a profit. If you are satisfied with 20%, if you are satisfied with 30%, if you are satisfied with 40%, fine. Book a profit. At least try to book, or try to, the first point which I said, try to take out all your capital, the money which you have invested. It is your hard money. बहुत मेहनत से पैसे कमाए हुए हैं. हम कुछ ऐसा तो नहीं करते हैं कि 2 नंबर का पैसा आता है और हम वहां पर अपने पैसे इन्वेस्ट करेंगे. नो, for them it is never bother. Market ऊपर जाए नीचे जाए, bullish market, bearish market, it is, it is not affecting to them. But we have earned our hard money, right? And then you have to learn how to book a profit rather than looking at the profit. Never try to be over smart. यार मेरा तो 100% profit already बन चुका है. Still I am hoping कि हाँ, hope is a very good thing. You can hope. You can hope for 200%. You can hope for 300%. But friends, mind well, you are at 100% profit. Your money is double. एफडी के अंदर इन्वेस्ट करने जाओ, मनी 20 साल में डबल होने वाला है. पीपीएफ के अंदर इन्वेस्ट करने जाओ, मनी ऑलमोस्ट 10 साल के अंदर इन्वेस्ट डबल होने वाला है. बट योर मनी इज ऑलमोस्ट डबल विद इन 2 years or within 2.5 years. You are better than any other financial avenues or investment avenues. So try to book a profit. The next one is withdraw portion of profit. It is in continuation of that, right? Try to withdraw the portion of the profit. I'm not saying that you withdraw all the money. Okay, but try to book a profit and withdraw the money. Now the question is, sir, withdraw करने के बाद पैसे आ गए, अब क्या करें? We are not investing into FD. We are only interested in investment in stock market or maybe in the mutual fund. Friends, first you book a profit, right? And then again, whatever the money comes, you try to again go into the market, try for some another share, or maybe you can invest the same, but not, rotation करते रहो, but try to book a profit. Ultimately loss हो जाए उससे तो अच्छा है कि आपने कुछ portion withdraw किया था and then again you are entering into the market. Never buy a stock to get a dividend. Friends, nowadays the scenario is a little bit changed. Some of the shares who are giving a dividend more than the FD returns, more than the PPF return. So should we invest in that particular stock? My advice is yes, you can invest your money into that dividend stock. But if you are buying a stock only for dividend, again I'm saying only for dividend, because all public sector enterprise, for example, I'll give you some of the stocks name. NTPC is one of the good share of a public sector company. Coal India, BPCL, HPCL, Indian Oil Corporation. Okay, some of them raised the hand, something like that. Coal India, yeah, someone has written Coal India, right? So these are the particular shares who are giving you consistent dividend from last 20 years. 20 साल से आपको dividend दे रहे हैं. But if you look at the share prices, you will not get that much appreciation. Okay, वो जो normal range के अंदर जो sideways में जो trade कर रहा है, it is like trading that price only. शायद कभी कभार तो ऐसा लगेगा कि भाई वहां पर इन्वेस्ट करें, उससे अच्छा है कि लेट अस इन्वेस्ट आवर मनी इनटू पीपीएफ. बट दे आर गिविंग कंसिस्टेंट डिविडेंड, एंड इफ यू लुक एट द डिविडेंड परसेंटेज आल्सो, इट इज डेफिनेटली मोर देन द अदर इन्वेस्टमेंट एवेन्यू. व्हाट माय एडवाइस इज, if you are only looking for dividend, then please don't buy a stock. And again, choice is yours, right? For me, I'm not only looking for dividend. I also look, because when we are investing, two things we are always expecting from the market or from the company. First is a capital appreciation that we want, right? 100 रुपए इन्वेस्ट किए हैं, वो कितने जल्दी 200 रुपए हो जाए. Plus, if company is giving a dividend, not consistently, but twice, in a 2 year, or maybe once in a year, or maybe 3-4 साल में 1-2 बार दे देंगे, it's fine for me, because they are giving a good amount of dividend at that point of time. Infosys, they are not consistent in giving dividend. But whenever they are giving a dividend, it is good amount of dividend that the people are giving. Never buy any stock just it is low price. Friends, few examples you must be aware about. रिलायंस पावर, कोई बोलेगा सर रिलायंस पावर 3 रुपए से 15 रुपए 18 रुपए 17 रुपए होके फिर 12-13 पर ट्रेड कर रहा है अभी. फाइन, इट इज ट्रू, इट इज एब्सोल्युटली ट्रू, बट फ्रेंड्स that stock is fundamentally zero. Obviously that fundamentally is zero. If you are investing in Reliance Power at 12 rupees or at 13 rupees, friends, I mean, I don't have any problem if you invest, but someone will say that yaar 12 rupiya ma male chhe. Okay, it is getting us at a very low price. But no, it is not at a low price. It is fundamentally very bad stock, and that is why that stock is trading at that price. Suzlon Energy, right? Somewhere around trading somewhere around 8, 9, 10, somewhere around. Yes Bank right now trading at 12, 13 rupees. Vodafone trading at somewhere around 8, 9 rupees. Should you invest? My advice is, okay, you look at your fundamentals, because that all the companies who are having penny stock, they are considered to be as a penny stock or low price stock. Friends, never do that. If you are a beginner, what my advice, if you are again, my all this presentation is only for the beginners. Okay, if you are expert, then you have a lot of experience from the market, right? आपने बहुत ऊपर नीचे बहुत सब कुछ देखा हुआ है. But if you are a beginner, if you are new, and if you are not trading by yourself, or some of the brokers are advising to buy and sell, please be careful at that point of time. What my advice is, only look at the large cap. What I mean is large cap, go for Nifty 50 stocks, or maybe you can go for NSE, BSE Sensex 30 stock. At a very beginning, okay, I'm not saying that if you have a 4-5 years of experience, then you can even try for mid cap stock as well as small cap stock. But if you are a beginner, try to go for large cap, because we know, right, the movement will come that, either it will be plus or minus, but every day you will have certain movement. Volatility will be definitely there. Money cannot be made every day in the market. Remember this rule. Money cannot be made every day, friends. No, it is never possible. Right? On some day, you will earn a handsome money. You will be in a good profit. But on a very next day, this is for traders, not for investors. Investors के लिए ये कोई मायने नहीं रखता है, because what they are doing, they have purchased the stock and they will forget for next 3-4 years. They are even not looking at the portfolio, that okay, what is happened with my portfolio. So money cannot be made every day into the market. Friends, again, bear market. I hope you are aware about bear market and bull market. Harshad Mehta या scam ने इतना तो सिखा दिया है हमको कि what is bull and what is bear, right? I'm sure you are aware about it. So in bear market, they have no support, and in bull market, they have no resistance. Friends, these two words are very much important: support and resistance. It is technical words, right? But some of you are aware about what is support and what is resistance, right? Support means, the share price is taking the support, and if it breaks the support level, then yes, we can say that the stock can further go below from that particular price level. And resistance, that means resistance matlab, it is resisting now. Okay, from that, but let's say 100 rupees is a resistance point for some of the stock. Now, if it is touch resist at 100 rupees, now it is very hard for that particular stock to break that resistance. Once it is breaking that resistance level of 100, you can expect that next target can be 110, 115. Right? If it is breaking the resistance, then you can have it is a bull market. If it is a breaking the support level, right? Sometimes it happens, stock comes at a support level. From that level, it is not breaking the support level, but again from that level, it is going on an upside. And resistance level, it is not breaking the resistance level, but it is coming down from that particular resistance level, right? So mantra is no bear market. मतलब market गिरना शुरू हुआ, आप लोगों ने experience किया होगा. Many of you are trading, so some of you have experienced that. In March 2020, March, April, and May, this 3 months of 2020 year, it was completely in the command of a bear market. Nifty at one point of time trading at 12,000, it drastically came down to 7,500, 600. But once everything was settled, the ball is in the command of bull market, and suddenly bull are aggressive and they have made a new lifetime high of somewhere around 15,000 plus into the market within a one year. Right? So no bear market have support and no bull market have a resistance. Okay, the next one is leaders of today may not be leaders of tomorrow. Definitely. Can you give me an example? If you are listening to me properly, can you give me an example? Leaders of today may not be leaders of tomorrow. Past में ऐसा हुआ है. If you can recall or if you can give me an example.
I think, sir, Satyam.
Very good, sir. Absolutely true. Satyam, Yes Bank, Vodafone, Reliance Communication, Reliance Power, Reliance Infra. मुकेश अंबानी के जितने हाथ में जो भी कंपनी थी, it is considered to be as this mantra. Leaders of today may not be leaders of tomorrow. So, sir, can we expect Reliance to go down right now? I don't know. Even no one knows.
After death of Mukesh Ambani, it can go down.
Oh yes. Oh, that is a prediction. Even it is a
It will
prediction.
go down.
It will go down. Okay, after the death of Mukesh Ambani, it will definitely affect the share prices of Reliance. Okay, definitely affecting. But can we right now say that वो Reliance Power जैसा हो जाएगा, penny stock हो जाएगा? Even we can say that yes. Even we can say that no. We don't know. We have to look at that point of time. But you have to think yourself that it might be possible that leaders of today may not be leaders of tomorrow. Again, word written over here is may not be. I'm not saying 100% it cannot be leader, but it may not be the leaders for tomorrow. When time is up, market must reverse. Friends, there is a decade. Okay, every decade has experienced a major fall into the market. I don't know, some of you are aware about that or not. In 2008, because of America's crisis, India also has faced a lot of problem. And in 2008, our market was down drastically. Almost 8,000 का Sensex पहुंच चुका था. Because of within 10-12 years, one more, because of the pandemic hit. So my motto behind this mantra is when time is up, market must reverse either from top to bottom or either from bottom to top. Okay, don't follow the crowd. I'm skipping this. Don't follow the crowd. They are usually wrong. Why I'm saying usually wrong? Because sometimes you are following the tips, and it can give you a huge return or it can give you a huge loss also, right? Preserve your capital. As I said, friends, if you want to invest 1 lakh rupees, what my advice is as a beginner, try to start with 50,000 only. 50,000 से शुरुआत करो. Why? That will be an advantage for you. Okay, if you have invested 50,000 and all the stocks which you have purchased, it is going on an upside, you don't have any problem. You must not have any problem because आपने 50 ही डाले थे तो 50 जितना तो return आपको मिल रहा है. But friends, because of certain reason, if that 50,000 rupees and all the stocks if it is going down, friends, you have more 50,000 rupees to invest and you can average out in that particular stock. Not always advisable, but as a beginner, what you can do is don't put all your money at one point of time. Try to preserve your money. थोड़े करो, and if take the advantage of market fall, you can again purchase the same stock and you can average out your price. So that is advisable. Preserve your capital. Never try to predetermine your profit. We don't need to predetermine the profit. Kitna profit hoga? No. Just try to focus on what is the percentage that you are expecting from that particular stock. If you are satisfied with 25%, please book profit. Never try to predetermine that, okay, I'll invest in Yes Bank right now, 12-13 rupees price is trading. After 10 years, you look at that share price, it can be possible. I'm not denying that fact. It is never possible. It can be possible, but don't predict right now, because from almost 2 years, last 2 years, the share is trading somewhere between this range only. It is sideways right now. It is not even breaking the resistance, even not even breaking the support level. Now ऊपर जा रहा है, नीचे जा रहा है, right? So never try to predetermine your profit. Most important, avoid partnership in trading account. Okay, you have opened your trading account and now you and your friend both are actively trading into that market. Why I'm saying that? Because market, if you do for partnership, then there will be definitely a conflict into the later stage. So try to avoid that partnership. No price is too high for bull or too low for bear. As I already said, bull and bear, they don't have a support and resistance. Same way, bull and bear, no price is high and no price is low. You can even check Adani, all the Adani stock which has happened, which increased drastically within a few days. Can you be able to predict that what is the high price or what is the low price? No, we cannot predict. When it is going up, it can be it is all time it is breaking the resistance level, right? So no price is too high for bull and no price is, if I'll give you a few examples, let's say for example Tata Steel, right? Tata Steel was trading somewhere around 200 or 250 rupees during that pandemic time. But friends, right now, if you look at that price, somewhere around trading at 1200 plus within a 1 year. So what can be the high price? Still we can expect, even my expectation is also like that still I can see 1500 or 1600 price. Reliance Industries trading at somewhere around 800 rupees into the at the time of pandemic. Right now trading at, it made a high of 2300, 2400 around, and right now also trading at 2000 rupees. By looking at the overall picture of Reliance Industries, my expectation is again that it will reach to 2500, 2600. So friends, no price is too high for bull and no price is too low for a bear market. Most important mantra then you have to follow. Friends, always try to follow the quarterly results. How many of you are tracking the results? Because as a BCom student or as a MCom student, Ashwin sir, right? They are BCom and MCom student right now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So as a BCom student and as a MCom student, you must have learned the balance sheet. You must have learned the cash flow statement, profit and loss account. How many of you are actively tracking the quarterly result, or how many of you are aware about the yearly result which is published by the every company in the report, annual report? How many of you are consistently tracking that? Friends, I don't know how many of you are doing that, but if you are a BCom and MCom student and if you are really interested into the market side, okay, I'm saying the stock market side. If you're not interested, then it's fine. Let the advisor or let the expert do their job. But if you want to learn something of the particular company, then please try to go for analysis of quarterly results. You must have learned everything, right? Profit and loss account आपको बनाना आता है, balance sheet बनानी आती है, cash flow बनाना आता है. You just have to look at the whatever the theoretical aspect that you have learned into the in the class. The same thing you have to follow into the market. Real data dekho, and you can be able to find out that okay, this quarterly result is good or bad as compared to the previous year or previous quarter. I hope it is clear, right? So quarterly results, yesterday only first quarter results of Infosys has came. I hope some of you are aware about it, right? Okay, again, never try to I'm skipping just because there are 50 mantras, and plus I want to show you some of the practical aspects. See, I have opened the Reliance over here, I have opened the Titan also, right? So I want to show you that what are the basic things that you have to keep in mind when you are investing a particular stock. And that is also I just want to give you an overview of this only, this much only, right? इतना ही देखना है मुझे, उससे ज़्यादा मुझे कुछ बताना भी नहीं है आपको. Later on you can learn by yourself, but let me first try to finish this. Never try to recover your losses. No. Okay, I have made a loss of 10,000 rupees. What I'll do? Let me again invest more money. I'll recover first that 10,000 rupees and then I'll make a profit. Friends, please, if you are trying to recover your losses which you have made earlier, don't come into the market. No, please don't, avoid, stay away from the market. It is not everyone's cup of tea. It's fine if you are not getting huge returns from the market, and if you are getting a very risk free return of FD or PPF, stay in that only, whatever the things. Or if you are still not satisfied with that, mutual fund is the best thing that you can do. Let the expert do their job, let the fund manager do their job, right? You must be getting your 8%, 10%, 12% around return, and that is normally almost every mutual funds right now, they are giving this kind of a returns into the market. But if you want to recover your loss, and if you are again doing trading, or you are again investing your money, please don't do that. Look for reasonable profit. Now someone will ask me, sir, what can be the reasonable profit, or what should be the reasonable profit? I'm not the person who say that what should be. For me, I'll give you an example. I'm actively investing in all the IPOs. Definitely, before analyzing everything from that particular IPO, right? I'm applying for that IPO, and if I'm getting allotment, okay, what my strategy is, I never look for 100% profit, or I never look for double money or something like that. On a listing time, right? At a listing time, if I am getting, again, I'm saying my expectation is, if I am getting 25%, okay, because why I'm saying that it is the best, because your money which was invested only for 10 to 12 days only, 10 से 12 दिन का investment था आपका, and that investment is only of a maximum of 15,000 rupees. Nowadays, any IPO which is not, I mean, it is not exceeding 15,000 rupees. एक lot तो 15,000 में आ जाता है, right? So my over and above 25%, whatever I am getting, that is what my bonus. वो मेरा bonus है, right? But up to 25%, I am satisfied. So my question to you is, you have to analyze your satisfaction level. What is the reasonable profit for you? Are you satisfied with 10% also? You book your profit. Just a minute. Friends, if you have queries, please let me know, okay? In between also, it's fine. Yes, again, good, this is a little bit risky, but if you cannot make money trading in the leading issues, you cannot make it trading the overall market. Okay, can anybody, relate these things? Can anybody? Leading issues, and if you cannot make money trading the leading issues. Friends, Adani, last month only, there was certain news which came into the market. Certain news, right? I'm not discussing that news. But because of that news, almost all the Adani shares, almost all, Adani Enterprise, Adani Power, Adani Gas, almost all the shares, they had given you a profit of more than 70-80%, more than 70-80%, and within that 10-15 days only, फिर पिक्चर खत्म हो गया, डन. फिर वो सारा जो ऊपर गया था वो सारा नीचे आ गया, but that went up because of certain news, certain leading issues into the market. And if you cannot make a money, then it will, this is only for traders. Again, my words are, I'm repeating the same words. This is for traders, not for the investors. Investor को ये सारी चीजों से बिल्कुल दूर रहना है, right? So you have to catch the leading issues into the market and try to buy and sell within the time period. जैसे issue खत्म हो गया, and if you are in a better profit, book the profit and never touch that stock. I have never touched the stock of Adani any stock of Adani, just because I never trust that particular company. That is what my opinion. I cannot make a generalized opinion, right? So yes, you have to take the advantage of leading issues. Most important. This is not for trader. This is for definitely for investors. Have patience. Friends, patience pays from the market. आप बोलोगे कि सर कितना पेशेंस रखना है? It is again your choice, right? If you are having a patience of 1 year or 2 years, or if you are not in urgency of money, right, then you can stay long from the market, very long. Even if you put your money for next 5 years and forget, right, then also market will pay you a very good return. Friends, हम एफडी के अंदर पैसे रखते हैं. Are you looking at every day? Give me an honest reply.
No, sir.
No, na. We are not looking. Okay, I have put 1 lakh rupees in FD. चलो कल कितना होगा या आज कितना होगा? कल मैंने रखा था, आज कितना हुआ? 1,02,000 रुपए. ओके, कल परसों मैं फिर से देखूंगा कितना हुआ? 1,02,010 रुपए. तीसरे दिन देखूंगा. No, we are not looking at this FDs. Then if you are an investor, why you want to look your portfolio on every day? Forget about it. You have a watch on your portfolio, dekhte raho, but give the time to that particular portfolio. I'm not saying every day, but yes, every quarter you can look your portfolio. Okay, look your portfolio. If you have any issues with the portfolio, you discuss with your advisor, you discuss with your broker, discuss with the expert person, and then yes, you can, maybe you can change the portfolio. But it is not advisable within quarter also, right? At least stay long for 1 year, right? And then try to go for changing the portfolio. So have patience.
Yeah. Hello, sir.
Yeah.
So sorry to interrupt you, sir. We have one student, Vrutika Goyal, and she have one question. What is the event of shares in a market? In the market,
Event.
she already posted in a chat box, sir.
Okay, let me check.
Yeah.
Sir, what is event of shares? Oh, you mean say event? That means, let me give you an example. Yesterday, Infosys has given the results, Q1 results. That is one event. Company is declaring the bonus shares. It is an event. Company is declaring the dividend. It is considered to be as an event. Company is expanding their business, and if they are declaring openly into the market with the public, it is considered to be as an event into the market or event of that particular company. And majority of the time, the share volatility, the price of that share, it is depending on the event or the kind of a news or the event which is disclosed into the market. I hope I have justified. Event, it is considered to be as an event. Company is declaring the right issue. I hope you can recall, Reliance has came up with the right issue somewhere in the month of June or July last year, same time last year. So it is an event, right? Company is declaring the dividend, it is an event. Company is going for merger or maybe acquisition of some companies, it is considered to be as an event. I hope. Okay, yeah, thank you. Friends, do proper research. Investigate, then invest. Ideally, you should do a proper research. You have to put your brain into the company. What company is doing? Okay, if I want to invest my money into Titan, the one stock, right? Or maybe Tata Motors, or maybe, let's say, for example, HDFC Bank. Friends, I have to do a proper research. I have to investigate everything. Being a commerce student, okay, this is what my advice. Being a commerce as well as management students, friends, you have to do a proper research. That is what our work. It is our work. Being a BCom student, being an MCom student, being an MBA student, it is our work. We are analyzing the balance sheet. We have learned. मैं किसी engineer को पूछने जाऊँगा, what do you think? They can be able to analyze? No, they won't be able to analyze the balance sheet. But you people can analyze the balance sheet. So do proper research. What is the business? If I talk about Reliance right now, Reliance, they are into the industry called refinery industry. But they are not only doing the business of refinery industries. Lot of other subsidized business are going on simultaneously at the same point of time. It is a combined effect. Reliance का जो market share देख रहे हो, market capitalization देख रहे हो, it is a combined effect of all the businesses, not for the only refinery or oil businesses. ITC बहुत जोक ऑलरेडी घूमने लगे. कल तो एक बहुत अच्छा जोक आया कि ITC अब तो उठो, निफ्टी 16,000 पहुंचने को आई. दैट वाज द जोक yesterday came, right? But friends, ITC is doing not only the FMCG business or tobacco business or cigarette business. They are into they're into the hotel industry also. So do proper research and then try to go for investment. Invest in business you understand. मुझे कुछ दिन पहले किसी ने मुझे एक स्टॉक का नाम दिया, Jubilant Ingravia. That particular stock, Rakesh Junjunwala has invested last month or maybe last to last month. Rakesh Junjunwala has put his money into Jubilant Ingravia. That stock name is there. And someone, one of my followers, he said that, sir, Jubilant Ingravia, lai lo na, you buy this stock. I said, why I should buy that stock? I never heard about that company. I never see how many scripts or stocks are listed into the market. Do you have any idea? How many companies are listed, actively participating or actively doing trading or listing and listed already into the market? Have you any idea about that? Anybody? कितनी कंपनी मार्केट में लिस्टेड है ऑलरेडी अभी?
Sir, more than 5,000.
चलो अभी 5,000 लेके चलते हैं. The number is absolutely bigger than 5,000, but for as of now we can say that okay, more than 5,000 companies are listed into the market. But friends, are you aware about all 5,000 companies' name? Have you heard all 5,000 names? No, na? Definitely not. Right? So friends, invest your business or invest your money in the business which you understand. If someone will say that okay, buy Titan share or buy Bata share or buy Colgate share, so I understand that business. I know what that company is all about. But if someone will say that, come and say that okay, invest in Jubilant Ingravia, Are yaar, I even heard that name for the first time. Why should I invest? So don't follow that crazy taste. Or maybe if you want to invest in Jubilant Ingravia, राकेश झुंझुनवाला ने किया तो हम भी करें, ऐसा जरूरी नहीं है. But if you still want to invest, okay, then what you can do is, friends, study about that particular company. जैसे मैंने यहाँ पर बोला, do research and then invest your money, right? Have realistic about expectation about your return. Don't go for hypothetical figure. I'll earn 50%, I'll earn 100%, I will earn 200%, right? Trade. That is why I say trade only the active stock. There are more than 8,000 shares or stocks are trading into the market. But we as a beginner should trade only into the active stocks. Monitor your fund frequently. Don't follow the tips only, right? Don't follow. News channel dekho. I'm not saying don't look at the news channel, but don't try to follow every tips which is given by them. Okay. On one side, one particular person will say that, okay, buy Tata Motors. On the same day, someone will say that sell Tata Motors. You will be confused, right? So don't follow that crazy tips. Check out the tip which is given by the expert or maybe the news people. Try to go for analysis and then you can go for investment. Most important. And this is the last, and then I'll switch to the practical aspect. Friends, become a student of the market. Don't consider yourself as an expert on any given day. Fine. If you have made a huge profit, you have invested 1 lakh rupees, and right now, that 1 lakh rupees is increased to 10 lakh rupees. Don't consider yourself expert. Hey, maine to bana liya bhai. Arey nahi bhai. You are still a student of the market. And please be a student of the market. Try to learn on a daily basis. Keep your eyes, keep keep whatever the watch list you have made. Money Control is one of the best application or one of the best website which is designed in India. At least I'm considering that is one of the best. मुझे और किसी में इंटरेस्ट नहीं है, but मुझे मनी कंट्रोल में बहुत इंटरेस्ट है. Even you can build your own portfolio, you can build your own watch list. Just try to look at that watch list every day. Do a paper trading. One of the important mantra before starting, do a paper trading. What is paper trading? It is a virtual money, right? 9:15, you just write down in your notebook that I have bought 100 shares of Tata Motors at 300 rupees. Now just add that Tata Motors in your watch list and try to go for every day. मतलब देखते रहो टाटा मोटर्स का क्लोजिंग प्राइस आज कितना आया, कल कितना आया. एंड इफ यू आर सेटिस्फाइड दैट ओके 320 हो गया, अगेन राइट डाउन इनटू द इन योर नोटबुक दैट व्हाट आई हैव परचेज, राइट. नाउ इट इज टाइम टू सेल. सो आई एम सेलिंग टाटा मोटर्स एट 100 शेयर्स एट 320. 20 रुपए का प्रॉफिट, यू हैव 100 शेयर्स, यू हैव मेड अ पेपर प्रॉफिट, वर्चुअल प्रॉफिट ऑफ 2000 रुपीज. आप बोलोगे कि सर व्हाट इज द एडवांटेज ऑफ दैट? It is having a huge advantage. Why I am saying it is having a huge advantage? It will leads to when you are actually investing your money, real money, right? At that point of time, you will apply the same formula. फिर उसमें चीटिंग नहीं करना है. पेपर ट्रेडिंग के अंदर चीटिंग नहीं करना है फ्रेंड्स. अनरियलिस्टिक मत खरीदो. पेपर ट्रेडिंग है ना, लेट मी बाय 1 lakh share of Tata Motors. Do you have a capability to invest 1 lakh shares in real market? No. If you don't have that capability, then only try to go for 10 share, 20 share, 100 share. That's it. Be realistic. Then and then you will be able to learn from paper trading and you will apply into the actual market. Okay. So I am ending this a particular thing. Right now, let me just focus on. I mean, any question till now in this whatever I have discussed? Ashwin sir, how many minutes we have? Can we extend 10 minutes?
Yes, sure, sir.
Okay.
You can, sir.
I'll wrap up at 11:10. That is for sure.
No, not an issue, sir.
Okay. Anyone has a doubt now, up till now? This is what winning mantra. If you try to apply all this, again, I'm not saying you apply. It is completely your own decision. I am trying to apply all these things into the market. And again, I'm not saying that I have not made a loss. I have made a loss. I have made a good loss, right? And market taught me like that. If you are not making a loss, then you will never learn how to make a profit. एक दो ट्रेड ऐसे गलत हो जाएंगे जहां पर आपको लॉस हो जाएगा. It's fine. It is completely fine. But please invest that much amount only which you can bear the loss. If you have invested 1 lakh rupees, be ready for that 1 lakh to become a zero. तब तक आपको कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं होना चाहिए, नींद आ जानी चाहिए रात को आराम से. But if you say that I have invested my 1 lakh rupees and I am very much cautious about okay what will happen my 1 lakh rupees, what will happen with my 1 lakh rupees, and अगर रात को नींद नहीं आती है, friends, don't even try for a next trade. उतना ही इन्वेस्ट करो जितना आपको लॉस बेयर करने की ताकत हो. If you say that 10 lakh rupees is my guts, invest 10 lakh. If you said only 10,000, only invest 10,000, right? So that is the advice. Fine. Now let us look at the practical aspect, right? Reliance Industries. This is, as I said, this is the refinery sector. Okay, industry is a refinery industry, but friends, it is never in refineries. There are a lot of other businesses are connected with this Reliance, right? So मनी कंट्रोल की वेबसाइट पर आपको इतना देखेगा. दिस इज द लाइव एब्सोल्युटली लाइव. हाँ, दिस इज एब्सोल्युटली लाइव. इसके अंदर 5-10 सेकंड का डिफरेंस हो सकता है, बट नॉट मोर देन दैट. ओके, सो लाइव market price 2084 somewhere around, right? And for this particular today's date, right? And you can even check it out over here. My cursor is over here, right? 10:59, and exactly it is 10:59 only, right? So live market is going on, right? This is the day range, right? आज के दिन में लो बनाया 2081 का और आज के दिन में हाई बनाया 2095 का. And this is the normal chart which is reflecting just near to that. Most important part is 52-week range. Friends, within a 52-week, मतलब within a last year, 1 year, from today's date, 15 जुलाई 2021 से लेकर 15 जुलाई 2020 की बात करते हैं. It has made a low of 1,798 and it has made a high of 2,369. So right now, if I say that this particular stock is exactly in between of that 52-week range, see, even you can see this black circle. Can we say that it is exactly in between this range?
Yes, sir.
Okay, if some stock is not trading near to that 52-week high, then you please keep that stock in your watch list. Why I am saying keep that stock in your watch list? Because it is trading near to 52-week high. There is a lot of chance that it will make a new 52-week high. Even it can cross that particular. There are a lot of chances. 80% case के अंदर ऐसा होता है कि if some stock is trading at 52-week high, friends, you just keep on watch that particular stock. It will give you शायद थोड़ा बहुत नीचे आ सकता है, but again it will bounce back and again cross that 52-week high. And that is why I say that keep that watch on 52-week high. Friends, this is the volume which is right now trading, active volume. ये पर्टिकुलर शेयर आज के मार्केट के अंदर कुछ 16,43,800 शेयर का वॉल्यूम ट्रेडिंग हो रहा है. ओके, इन टुडेज डेट. I'm talking about in today's date. And this is bid and ask. Anyone is aware about what is bid and what is ask? If I want to buy this share, which price should I lock? Should I go for bid or should I go for ask? If I want to buy right now. Friends, if I want to buy right now, then I'll definitely look the ask price. Okay, I'm talking about ask price. Ask price matlab sellers. Who is the seller? I never know. I will never see that seller's face. But some seller, they want to sell at 2084.40 paisa. If I want to buy, right, then I'll see the ask price, and if I want to sell, I'll see the bid price. I am bidding at 2084. Okay, and this is the only, मतलब यहाँ पर एक ही लेवल दिखा रहा है. But if you actually have a Zerodha account or Upstock account or maybe angel broking account, they will show you 5 bids and 5 ask. Top 5 दिखाएगा आपको, right? So you can have a general idea what is the bid price and what is the ask price of the share. Friends, most important, आप ये ऊपर वाला देख रहे हो, overview chart, MC insight, MC technicals, price, volume, news, everything. Friends, जो मैंने आपको एक मंत्र दिया ना कि इन्वेस्टिगेट बिफोर इन्वेस्टमेंट और ट्राई टू डू योर ओन रिसर्च. फ्रेंड्स, दिस इज द ऑल द टैब्स दैट यू हैव टू लुक व्हेन यू आर गोइंग फॉर अ रिसर्च. ओके फ्रेंड्स, ओपन आज कितने में ओपन हुआ? 2095 पर ओपन हुआ. प्रीवियस क्लोज मतलब यस्टरडेज क्लोज इज 2086. What is the volume? 16,61,000. What is the value? 34,006. Market cap बोलते हैं ना, market capitalization, right? Today's market capitalization of Reliance Industries is 34,600 lakhs. That is the market cap. This VWAP, right? This VWAP is one of the indicator. I'm not going to explain what is VWAP right now. You go and Google it out what is VWAP, but it is an indicator, one of the indicator of a technical analysis. One of the very much important aspect that you have to look before investment, friends, this beta. Right now beta is 0.96 and ideally जब बीटा का कैलकुलेशन होता है तब ऐसा बोला जाता है कि if one particular company's beta is higher than 1, यहाँ पर एक के ऊपर की कोई भी वैल्यू लिखी ना, कोई भी वैल्यू, right? Then it is said that the volatility or the risk level of that particular share is much more higher than any other share within the same industry. Okay, within the same industry. I cannot compare Reliance and Tata Motors, but yes, definitely I can compare Maruti Suzuki and Tata Motors because they both are from the same industry. Okay, so beta is very much important aspect for anyone. If you don't want to take risk, आपको risk नहीं लेना है, then friends, try to look at the shares which have a beta lesser than 1. some company has a beta of let's say for example 0.80, मतलब उसमें volatility जो आएगी ना, ऊपर नीचे जो होता है ना, वो उतना एडवर्स नहीं होगा, मतलब उतना ज्यादा भी ऐसा भी नहीं होगा कि भाई वो स्टॉक एक ही दिन में 15% बढ़ गया, 20% बढ़ गया, अपर सर्किट लग गया, लोअर सर्किट लग गई. नो, it will trade on a range bound, within a range, right? So try to, this is one of the best indicator for anyone who don't want to take a risk. If someone want to take a risk, let me just try to open IndusInd Bank. I guess IndusInd Bank has a higher beta. Just a second. IndusInd Bank, yeah. You can look at the beta of IndusInd Bank. Friends, the beta of IndusInd Bank is 1.82. This is 1.82. Can you look at that? जब मैं बात कर रहा हूं बीटा 1 होना चाहिए, यहां पर IndusInd Bank का बीटा 1.82. I mean, the risk of this particular share is absolutely very high. The volatility in this particular share is definitely very much high, very much high. मतलब on a given day ऐसा भी हो सकता है कि ये स्टॉक आपको 10% का अपर सर्किट भी लगा सकता है और आपको लोअर सर्किट भी लगा सकता है. So this is the beta that you have to look at out. Let me again, the high which is made, today's high is 295, low is 2081. Friends, this is upper circuit and lower circuit. I hope you are aware about upper circuit and lower circuit as well as 52-week high and 52-week low. I'm sure you are aware about it, right? Yes, I'm sure you are aware about it, right? So upper circuit is for that given day, this stock, if it is reaching 2294.16 for certain period of time, right? उसमें भी upper circuit और lower circuit जब लगती है तब वहां पर कुछ ऐसा होता है कि कुछ time frame से भी ने decide किया हुआ है, right? Within that time frame you cannot buy or sell that particular stock. Once that time period is over, okay, you can again do a active trading, but if it is not crossing that limit, you cannot be able to trade within that even time period also, even after crossing that time period also, right? Some given day you might have seen that Reliance Power अभी थोड़े दिन में ऐसा था कि सुबह 9:15 को ही अपर सर्किट लग जाती है, 5% की अपर सर्किट लग जाती है, and you won't be able to trade full day. So it happens in every shares, right? 52-week high, 52-week. Friends, this is again important. I hope you are about what is EPS and what is PE ratio. Earning per share, एक शेयर के ऊपर आपको कितना अर्निंग करने को मिलेगा, right? So right now, see what you need to look out is you have to look every company within the same industry and then you have to make an analysis कि भाई Reliance जैसा दूसरा कौन सा कंपनी है, तो भारती एयरटेल है, because we are considering Jio business as well as Bharti Airtel, right? So what is the EPS of Bharti Airtel? Let us check out what is the EPS of Bharti Airtel and then we can identify that which company is giving me a higher EPS. Look at the higher EPS, okay? If some company is giving you 10 rupees earning per share within the industry and if another company is giving you 20 rupees of EPS, again, all the other factors that you have to look at out, देखना पड़ेगा. खाली EPS के बेस पर ट्रेड नहीं कर सकते, but friends, you have to try to go for looking at the EPS. P ratio, price to earning ratio, मतलब if I want to earn 1 rupee of Reliance earning, okay, मुझे 1 रुपए का प्रॉफिट कमाना है रिलायंस में, for that how much money I have to invest right now? 1 रुपए कमाने के लिए मुझे 27 रुपीस का इन्वेस्टमेंट करना पड़ेगा. That is what PE ratio interpretation is. Along with the PE ratio, we have to check the industry PE. Why it is important to check the industry P? Because this is the last point and I'll wrap up. This is the last point, okay? Industry P is important just because of only one reason, that within the industry, if P ratio is lesser than the industry, अगर इंडस्ट्री का पी यहाँ पर 19.66 है और ये कंपनी का पी यहाँ पर let's say 16 होता, तो मैं एक इंटरप्रिटेशन ऐसा करता that this particular stock is still undervalued. Still it is trading lower than the sector P ratio. But now, right now, Reliance sector P is 19 and industry P is 19.66 and this P is 27. Yes, it is costlier as of now. If I look at the Reliance Industries, then I can say that it is costlier than the other stocks which are trading into the industry. Right? And then the last point that you are going to talk about, dividend yield. यहाँ पर yield के percentage, Reliance is not giving that much dividend, right? So this is what, and later on you can even definitely, check all these points, right? Charts देख सकते हो, technical देख सकते हो, insights देख सकते हो, news कौन से आ सकते हैं, financials देख सकते हो, revenue 6%, net profit, operating profit, everything that you can check it out by yourself later on, right? So I hope I'm ending my speech over here, right? Thank you so much for patiently listening to me. If you still have any questions, then I'm ready to answer. Otherwise, we can end the session with the permission of Ashwin sir.
Yeah. So students, you have any query? Yeah.
Okay. Thank
Just
you.
a second. Mansi ma'am, are you there? Yes, please, ma'am.
Thank you so much, sir, for sharing your knowledge on how to earn profits out of stock market. I am sure now our students are thorough about the stock market and they are well versed with how to invest in the same. Thank you so much, sir, for the time.
Oh, thank you very much.
Thank you, Hardik sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
I hope I have justified the topic and you might have learned something from this.
Perfectly you justify your topic, and that's all the mantras are very helpful for me also, sir. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you, sir.